Not really good with introductions. I never really have been, so please bear with me. But I'm making this video for two reasons. One, I just want to quickly let all the bogglers that I play with who are stumbling on this video to know that I actually am making a game. And I know I said this so many times already, it's like to the point where it's like, yeah, whatever, but know that it is coming. And if I were you, I'd be really excited about it because it will be the game that will have every feature we've ever wanted. You know, we started off life, for many of us have in our youth, and some of us in our adolescences, you know, playing this game. And I can only imagine, although we've separated ways now, that at some point we'll re-emerge and finish off life playing it in the same way that we started it. So this is one way to have it, because this game will never shut down and it will always be there, and it's only when we're ready to actually come back and play it, you know, we'll all get together, and that's, yeah, so it's really something to look forward to. One feature in particular that I can't wait to share with all of you is the unique boards. I just can't get over it. They're so fun to play, and I find myself playing it even here alone because they're just so fun. They are the type of boards that do away with those common chains of letters that we frequently look for when we play. So this does away with that, and what you have left is an endless stream of boards that really are unique. They don't, like, it's just so hard to look at it and find the words. Although there may be 100 of them, they're not ones that we're really used to. So it really forces the brain to form new patterns and find different ways of looking at boards, knowing that really the easy stuff has been shoveled out. So yeah, it's a work in progress. It's gonna take a long time because originally it was on my on the front of my list of things to do, but something had happened and I realized that this here is far more important. And what is this? Well, the second reason I'm making this video is to let the company that I work for know that I actually am making this machine and I'm not all words. You know, I've been yelling a lot, I've been raising my voice, and it's getting me in trouble. So one of these times I'll do it again, and if I do, I can maybe pull this video and show you that, yeah, I actually am doing it. So yeah, this is pretty simple. It looks simple, and that's because it is. It's very, very simple in design, the circuit I've made here, and all it is really is a microcontroller. I originally programmed it in assembly language, but I realized that the complication of it, once you purchase it and modify the code, you know, is really inconvenient, and I thought maybe I should convert to C. So that's what I've done, and I made this in C, and it basically carries out a very basic function, which involves an endless while loop, and through every iteration it toggles this LED, and after that it checks the status of this potentiometer, and a potentiometer is just a simple device that changes the voltage from the supply that it's given, and that value, or that voltage, is read by a pin which has an ADC module built into it at my convenience, and that module takes that voltage and converts it into a 16-bit binary value, and that's stored in a buffer, and I programmatically take that value from the buffer, and I think I take the first 6 indices of it, so you have the least 6 significant bits, and I bring it over into these LEDs, which manifest that value. So yeah, as I turn the nozzle, you can see it's at its lowest point in the buffer right now. So when I turn it, you can see the LEDs flashing in different patterns and whatever, and it's because as I turn the nozzle, it's increasing the voltage, and as I increase the voltage, the value in the binary representation of the voltage value is increasing as well. And as I turn it all the way, you can see all of them are on, and that's because it's at the end of the buffer, so they're all ones. You might happen to notice as I was turning it that they're flickering on and off even when I'm not touching it, and that's because it's not really realistic to expect of the voltage to remain constant even if I have a capacitor here connecting the output to the ground. And that's just from the general noise that you can expect really with any voltage supply. So yeah, it's especially since the resolution is so high, even the slightest change can be detectable by the binary value that changes. So yeah, it's pretty fun to play with. A lot of reading and a lot of books. One problem here that really annoyed me was this one piece here, where without it, you can see how as I approach the circuit, the LEDs flicker on and off very quickly. And it took me a long time to figure out what was actually causing it, but I was kind of playing around with it, and I initialized one of these LEDs to stay on. And so I reprogrammed it, and then I approached it again. You can see that that one LED stays on, and that tells me that it's constantly resetting. And little did I know that the reason for this is because the reset pin is actually floating. And that the static electricity from my finger, or the electric field generated from that, changes the input, or the voltage read by the input pin. So all I had to do was insert a capacitor connecting the reset pin to the power supply. You have to excuse me because I really am not good at doing this on the first try. So I have to put this right in there. I promise you I'll never be a brain surgeon, ever. So yeah, okay, so that went in. And now you can see I can get as close as I want and everything's fine. So yeah, it's really cool. It took a long time. Right now I'm learning all about the math of it before I really start getting into the circuitry. I need to learn more about Laplace transforms, Fourier transforms, because all of that relates to frequencies, and that's pretty much what AC is one giant frequency and oscillating signals. So yeah, that'll become important eventually, and once I know all the math, I can then start playing around with the components. And even on this little board here, because I'd rather play with a 5-volt power supply than a 241 and know that even if I do something stupid, I won't end up dead moments later. So yeah, so once I know all the math, I'll just quickly plug in the values rather than doing the guesswork, and then off I go. So that's where I am right now, and yeah, it's coming along great. It's all about voltage. Once you know what voltage is, the rest of it just sort of speaks for itself. Electric potentials, electric fields, all that. It's just amazing what humans have done. How they've taken something that small that can fit in the palm of your hand and fit so much inside it. They've shrunk down everything to an absolutely minuscule level. It mind boggles me. Just the brilliance of humanity is endless. I don't know how they did it. So yeah. Anyways, that's it. Right. Bye bye.